The arrival of the Imperial fleet. The serene expanse of Earth's orbit was disrupted by a sudden cascade of light. The Meridian Empire's fleet, an awe-inspiring armada of crystalline ships, emerged from hyperspace in a synchronized display of power and precision. These ships were crafted with an elegance that belied their destructive potential, each a shimmering fortress designed to subdue entire planets. To the untrained eye, their arrival was both a spectacle and a harbinger of doom. On board the flagship Celestial Apex, Supreme Commander Ryvax stood with a composed demeanor, her imposing figure radiating authority. Her species, the Krillins, were renowned for their tactical brilliance and their unwavering belief in their superiority. The command deck was abuzz with activity as her officers relayed telemetry about Earth, the target of their conquest. "Commander," a subordinate reported, "preliminary scans confirmed the reports. The planet is a Level 2 civilization, primitive by all measures. Minimal orbital defenses detected, no significant threat posed to the fleet." Ryvax allowed herself a rare smile. "As expected. Begin transmission of the standard ultimatum." Earth's response. Far below, hidden within the sprawling underground facility of the Atlas Command, humanity's true leaders monitored the alien arrival. General Elias Grant, a battle-hardened strategist, stood before a massive holographic display. The aliens' fleet was precisely where they had anticipated it would appear. "They took the bait," Elias said, his voice steady but laced with anticipation. Around him, a team of military strategists and scientists worked in perfect synchronization. Years of preparation were finally paying off. Dr. Mira Hawthorne, a leading mind in quantum physics, stood beside him. Her sharp eyes scanned the data streams pouring in from Earth's concealed network of orbital and surface-level sensors. "Their technology is impressive, but they're blind to our capabilities. The masking field is holding." Elias nodded. "Let's see how they handle the ultimatum." Moments later, the Meridian Fleet's ultimatum was broadcast across all communication channels. The message was an artful mix of intimidation and benevolence, offering Earth the privilege of joining the Empire in exchange for subjugation. To the unsuspecting, it sounded almost generous. Humanity's response, however, was equally calculated. President Sofia Torres, the public face of the global coalition, appeared on screens worldwide. Her demeanor was calm yet firm. "We are honored by your visit," she said, her words carefully chosen to project a mix of humility and resolve. "We request a dialogue to understand your intentions better." Behind the mask. Unbeknownst to the Meridian Fleet, humanity had spent centuries perfecting the art of deception. Earth's true advancements lay hidden beneath a shroud of quantum camouflage, a feat of engineering that rendered their technological marvels invisible to conventional scans. What the aliens perceived as a fledgling civilization was, in reality, a unified force that had outpaced them in many ways. Beneath the surface of the Atlantic Ocean, colossal shipyards churned out vessels equipped with cutting-edge weaponry. Earth's moon housed advanced defense platforms, cloaked in such sophistication that the Meridian sensors registered them as geological formations. Humanity had transformed its planet into a fortress while maintaining the illusion of vulnerability. The first move. Back aboard the Celestial Apex, Ryvax was growing impatient. "They're stalling," she said, her crystalline fingers tapping against the console. "Deploy reconnaissance drones. Let's ensure their compliance." The drones descended into Earth's atmosphere like a swarm of glowing fireflies, scanning the terrain and broadcasting their findings back to the fleet. On the surface, humanity's response was swift and deliberate. The drones detected exactly what humanity wanted them to: outdated technology, rudimentary infrastructure, and a cooperative populace. In reality, hidden electromagnetic pulses disabled the drones' advanced systems the moment they landed. What the Meridians received was an elaborate simulation crafted to reinforce their assumptions about Earth's inferiority. The trap is set. As the aliens grew more confident, humanity prepared for the next phase of their strategy. In the hidden command center, Dr. Hawthorne addressed the room. The fleet's movements suggest they're preparing to deploy their ground forces. They're underestimating us entirely. General Grant smirked. Good. Let's keep it that way. The global coalition's true military assets were already mobilized. Orbital strike platforms, cloaked in advanced shielding, aligned their targeting systems. On Earth, experimental defense units powered by quantum reactors stood ready to engage. Every move was calculated, every contingency planned. Cliffhanger ending. As the Meridian fleet finalized their deployment plans, a strange anomaly appeared on their scanners, an unexplained distortion in Earth's magnetic field. On the celestial apex, Ryvax's eyes narrowed. What is this? Her officers scrambled to analyze the data, but the distortion seemed to defy their understanding. It was as if the planet itself was responding to their presence. Before they could react, the anomaly intensified, sending shockwaves rippling through the fleet. Back on Earth, General Grant leaned forward, his voice calm but commanding. Begin Phase 2. The illusion begins to crack. The Meridian fleet orbited Earth like a constellation of glowing giants, their crystalline hulls refracting sunlight into radiant patterns across the planet's surface. Supreme Commander Ryvax paced the command deck of the celestial apex, her crystalline armor glinting in the artificial light. The strange magnetic anomaly detected near Earth's poles lingered in her mind. It was an anomaly that defied explanation, an irritation she could not ignore. Update me, Ryvax ordered, her voice sharp. Scans show no significant activity beyond what we've already observed, reported Lieutenant Axon, her trusted tactical officer. The anomaly persists but appears to have no direct impact on planetary operations. Ryvax's instincts nagged at her. Her species' intuition, honed over centuries of conquest, whispered of something amiss. But the data confirmed the narrative they had come to believe. Earth was a primitive world, ripe for assimilation. Still, she could not shake the feeling that the humans were hiding something. Earth's next move. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, humanity's real command center, Atlas Base, was alive with activity. General Elias Grant reviewed the latest reports with Dr. Mira Hawthorne at his side. A holographic projection of the Meridian fleet loomed in the room, showing every ship's position, movement, and operational status. They're cautious, Mira observed, her voice carrying a hint of respect for the alien fleet. But not cautious enough. They've deployed reconnaissance drones, but their analysis of our defenses remains entirely fabricated. Grant nodded. Good. The illusion holds for now. But it's time to give them something to think about. The anomaly detected by the Meridian fleet was no accident. It was the result of Earth's quantum field generators, an invention capable of manipulating electromagnetic energy on a planetary scale. The field generators had two purposes: to mask Earth's advanced technology and to disorient any invasive force. Activate the secondary field, Grant commanded. Let's see how they respond. Unseen forces at work. On the celestial apex, the anomaly intensified. The ship's sensors began to pick up faint, erratic signals that defied conventional analysis. Data streams became corrupted, and visual feeds flickered with static. Ryvax's officers worked furiously to identify the cause. Commander, Axon reported, the anomaly is interfering with our sensor systems. It's spreading across the fleet. Spread. Ryvax's mandibles clicked in frustration. How is that possible? Have the drones detected the source? Axon hesitated. No, Commander. The drones report no unusual activity on the planet. Ryvax's frustration deepened. If Earth was as primitive as it appeared, how could its magnetic field cause such chaos? Was it a natural phenomenon, or was something more sinister at play? The decoy revealed. On Earth, the global coalition executed their next step. In a remote desert location, a carefully staged launch site became active. Outdated rockets and rudimentary missile systems, deliberately placed for Meridian reconnaissance drones to discover, began to fire harmless payloads into the atmosphere. The rockets' trajectories were erratic, their technology laughable, exactly the image humanity wanted to project. The Meridian drones captured the scene and relayed it back to the fleet. To the aliens, it appeared as though Earth's military was attempting a feeble response to their presence. Rivax observed the footage with a mix of amusement and disdain. "Primitive creatures," she muttered. "They think their toys can intimidate us." But as she prepared to dismiss the display, something caught her attention. One of the rockets disappeared mid-flight, vanishing without leaving any debris. "What just happened?" she demanded. "Unknown, Commander." Axon replied, his voice tense. "Our sensors show no impact. It simply vanished." A calculated risk. The disappearing rocket was no accident. It had been intercepted by one of Earth's orbital defense platforms, cloaked by quantum camouflage. The interception was a deliberate act designed to provoke curiosity without revealing Earth's true capabilities. At Atlas Base, Mira watched the feed with satisfaction. "They'll notice the disappearance," she said, "but they won't be able to explain it. Let's hope it keeps them guessing." Grant replied, "It's time to escalate." He turned to his operations team. "Deploy the Aurora Array. Target their long-range communications." The first blow. In orbit, the Meridian fleet experienced their first direct attack. Without warning, the fleet's long-range communication systems went offline. Screens flickered, and data streams froze. Rivax's officers scrambled to restore functionality, but their efforts were in vain. "Commander," Axon shouted, "we've lost contact with the outer sectors of the fleet. The disruption is spreading." Rivax clenched her fists, her crystalline exoskeleton glowing faintly with agitation. "Find the source and eliminate it." But there was no visible source. The Aurora Array, an advanced system capable of directing targeted electromagnetic pulses, operated from a cloaked satellite network. Its attacks were precise, undetectable, and devastating. The tide turns. On Earth, President Sofia Torres addressed the world in a live broadcast. Her voice was calm, her words deliberate. "To the people of Earth, the Meridian Empire believes us to be weak. They see us as a primitive species, incapable of resistance, but we are more than they know. Together, we will show them the strength of humanity." The broadcast, designed to rally Earth's population, was also a calculated message to the Meridian fleet. It was a declaration of defiance, subtle but unmistakable. Back on the celestial apex, Rivax watched the broadcast with narrowed eyes. "They're toying with us," she said, her voice low and dangerous. "Prepare the invasion force. We'll crush their illusions." The Meridian invasion begins. The moment had arrived. Supreme Commander Rivax stood tall on the command deck of the celestial apex, her crystalline form shimmering under the artificial lights. The fleet's war drums, a low, resonant vibration that echoed through the hulls of every ship, signaled the beginning of the invasion. Rivax's voice rang out with authority. "Deploy the vanguard. Let Earth see the might of the Meridian Empire." Across the fleet, dropships surged forth, their shimmering exteriors piercing through Earth's atmosphere like meteor showers. Their target, key locations around the globe, carefully chosen based on intelligence gathered by the reconnaissance drones. Rivax anticipated a quick victory. After all, how could a civilization so primitive stand against the Meridian Empire? But she still couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. A welcome surprise. On the surface, humanity's ruse held firm. As the Meridian dropships descended, they encountered no significant resistance. From their perspective, Earth's military response seemed haphazard and disorganized. Old tanks rolled into position, and soldiers armed with what appeared to be ballistic weaponry scrambled to hold defensive lines. Commander Lyra Torin, leading one of the Meridian ground forces, observed the chaos with disdain. "This is almost disappointing," she remarked. her voice transmitted to the other invasion leaders. Their weapons are practically relics. Her troops advanced, their crystalline armor and energy-based weaponry gleaming in the sunlight. But as they approached what appeared to be a rudimentary human command center, something unexpected happened. The tanks that had seemed outdated moments before suddenly vanished, replaced by holographic projections. The soldiers dissolved into thin air, their figures flickering like mirages. Lyra's eyes widened. It's a trap. Retreat and regroup. Before she could finish, the ground beneath her team erupted in a burst of energy. Concealed pulse turrets, powered by quantum reactors, emerged from hidden compartments, unleashing a devastating barrage. Meridian troops scrambled to respond, but their advanced armor was no match for the sheer power of the human weapons. The real battle unfolds. From orbit, Ryvax watched the unfolding chaos on her tactical display. The illusions her forces had walked into were so seamless, so convincing, that even her most seasoned commanders had been fooled. "Commander Ryvax," Axon reported, his voice edged with panic. "Our ground forces are sustaining heavy losses. Their weapons, they're far more advanced than we anticipated." Ryvax's crystalline exoskeleton shimmered with frustration. "Impossible. Our intelligence was clear. How could they?" She froze as the answer struck her. The anomaly, the strange signals, the disappearing rocket. It had all been part of an elaborate deception. They'd been hiding their true capabilities, she realized, her voice a mix of anger and admiration. This entire time, they've been preparing for us. Earth's counterattack. In the skies above the battlefield, humanity's true military power came into view. Advanced fighter jets, cloaked by quantum camouflage, streaked across the horizon, their sleek designs a stark contrast to the primitive crafts the Meridians had expected. They unleash a coordinated assault on the invading dropships, their energy-based weaponry tearing through the alien vessels with precision. On the ground, human soldiers equipped with exosuits and advanced weaponry emerged from hidden bunkers, engaging the Meridian troops in direct combat. The balance of power shifted rapidly. What had begun as an invasion turned into a desperate fight for survival for the Meridians. General Elias Grant observed the battle from Atlas Base, his expression resolute. "They underestimated us," he said, his voice calm but determined. "And now, they'll learn what humanity is truly capable of." Ryvax's desperate gambit. Back on the celestial apex, Ryvax knew she had to act quickly. "Prepare the orbital cannons," she commanded. "If we can't defeat them on the ground, we'll reduce their strongholds to ash." The fleet's massive cannons, capable of leveling entire cities, began to charge, but as they prepared to fire, an alert flashed across the command deck. "Commander," Axon shouted, "we're detecting energy spikes from Earth's surface. They're targeting us." Ryvax's eyes widened. "What?" From hidden facilities around the globe, Earth's orbital defense platforms activated. These weapons, powered by the same quantum reactors that fueled the planet's illusions, unleashed devastating beams of energy. The first shot struck a Meridian frigate, slicing through its crystalline hull like paper. The vessel erupted in a brilliant explosion, sending shockwaves through the fleet. A strategic retreat. Ryvax clenched her fists as one ship after another fell to Earth's counterattack. The tactical display before her was a sea of red, marking the destruction of Meridian forces. For the first time in her career, she was forced to consider the unthinkable. "Retreat. Order all remaining forces to regroup," she commanded, her voice strained but firm. "We need to reassess. This is not the battle we were prepared for." As the Meridian fleet began to pull back, Earth's forces ceased their assault, allowing the aliens to retreat. It was a calculated move. Humanity wanted the Meridians to leave with their misconceptions intact, believing Earth's power was tied to its defenses rather than its offensive capabilities. A silent victory. Back on Earth, the global coalition celebrated in silence. The battle had been won, but the war was far from over. General Grant addressed his team, his tone measured. "They'll be back," he said. "Next time, they'll come prepared. But so will we." In the hidden depths of Atlas Base, Dr. Hawthorne activated a secure communication channel, reaching out to humanity's allies across the solar system. "Phase 3 begins now," she said. "Prepare the fleets. The counterstrike." The stars shimmered coldly over the retreating Meridian fleet as Supreme Commander Ryvax paced the command deck of the Celestial Apex. Her crystalline exoskeleton pulsed faintly, betraying the frustration she worked hard to suppress. The humans had not just repelled their invasion, they had humiliated the Meridian Empire. The reports from the battlefield were clear. Earth's defenses were far more advanced than anyone had anticipated. "We underestimated them," Ryvax muttered, her voice sharp. "But this is not over." The fleet had regrouped at a safe distance in the void, beyond the reach of Earth's defenses. The command staff stood silently, awaiting her orders. Ryvax turned to her second-in-command, Axon. "Deploy the Shadow Scouts. I want to know how they masked their technology, and I want to know it now." Earth's strategic advancement. Back on Earth, the mood in Atlas Base was tense but victorious. The holographic display in the war room showed the aftermath of the battle. Smoldering wreckage of Meridian dropships scattered across the planet, and the wrecked fragments of alien frigates floating in orbit. General Elias Grant addressed the room with measured pride. "Phase 2 was a success," he announced. "But this war is far from over. The Meridians are retreating, but they're not gone. They'll return, stronger, angrier, and better prepared." Dr. Mira Hawthorne stepped forward, her sharp eyes scanning the room. "We need to maintain the illusion," she said. "Our quantum masking systems held up, but if they deploy advanced reconnaissance, they might uncover our true capabilities." General Grant nodded. "Then we move to Phase 3. Begin deploying the Vanguard fleets." The Vanguard's true power. Beneath the oceans, in the hidden shipyards of the Atlantic Trench, Earth's most advanced vessels came to life. The Erebus, a colossal battleship equipped with gravitational weaponry, emerged from its hidden dock, its sleek black hull glistening with energy. Alongside it, smaller but equally formidable ships, frigates, cruisers, and stealth fighters, powered up, their engines humming with quantum energy. Captain Aria Steele, commander of the Erebus, stood on the bridge of her ship, her expression resolute. "We've stayed hidden long enough," she said. "It's time to show the galaxy what humanity is capable of." The Vanguard fleet's mission was clear: disrupt the Meridian supply lines, infiltrate their space, and gather intelligence on their next move. Earth would no longer wait for the Meridians to strike first. The Meridians' desperation. Meanwhile, the Meridian fleet's Shadow Scouts, a group of stealth reconnaissance ships, slipped back toward Earth under the cover of advanced cloaking technology. Their mission was to pierce the quantum illusions that had deceived the fleet during the initial invasion. Ryvax was determined to uncover the truth about Earth's capabilities. As the scouts approached the planet, their sensors began to pick up faint anomalies, ripples in the quantum field that shielded Earth's technology. The lead scout, the Vortex, activated a new experimental device designed to unravel cloaking mechanisms. "This is it," the scout commander said, his voice a mix of excitement and dread. "We're about to see what they've been hiding. Humanity strikes back." Unbeknownst to the Meridians, Earth's forces had anticipated their return. The Vanguard fleet, now fully operational, lay in wait beyond the orbit of Mars, cloaked by the same quantum technology that had hidden Earth's defenses. The Erebus detected the Meridian scouts as they attempted to breach Earth's masking field. Captain Steele wasted no time. "Engage the stealth perimeter," she ordered. "We can't let them transmit anything back to their fleet." The Erebus and its accompanying ships activated their advanced weaponry. Gravitational disruptors locked onto the scouts, pulling them out of their cloaked positions. The sleek Meridian vessels suddenly found themselves exposed, their elegant designs no match for the raw power of Earth's fleet. "What is this?" The scout commander shouted as his ship's systems failed one by one. "This can't be." Before he could finish, the Erebus fired its primary weapon, a concentrated gravitational pulse that crushed the vortex into oblivion. The galaxy takes notice. The destruction of the Meridian scouts sent shockwaves through the Empire. Back on the celestial apex, Rivax received the grim news. The humans had not only outsmarted their reconnaissance efforts, but had actively countered them with technology far beyond what the Meridian Empire understood. "Impossible," Rivax whispered, her crystalline exoskeleton dimming in disbelief. "How can they be this advanced?" But it wasn't just the Meridians who noticed Earth's growing power. Across the galaxy, other empires and alliances began to take interest in the mysterious planet that had repelled the might of the Meridian fleet. Spies, diplomats, and opportunists set their sights on Earth, each with their own agendas. Earth's message to the stars. Back on Earth, President Sofia Torres addressed the world once more. Her speech was broadcast not just to Earth's population, but to the wider galaxy, thanks to Earth's newly activated quantum communication network. "To those who watched the Meridian Empire's attempt to subdue us, let this be a lesson," she said, her voice steady and defiant. "Humanity is not a weak or divided species. We are united, we are resilient, and we will not bow to tyranny." The message was clear. Earth was no longer a hidden power. It was a force to be reckoned with. The gathering storm. The galaxy was abuzz with whispers. News of Earth's defiance against the Meridian Empire spread like wildfire, carried on encrypted transmissions and clandestine channels. For centuries, Earth had been seen as a backwater world, a forgotten, insignificant planet on the fringes of the galaxy. Now, it was the center of attention, its true capabilities a tantalizing enigma. In the shadowy halls of the Zenith Confederation, an alliance of neutral systems, ambassadors debated their next move. If humanity can stand against the Meridian Empire, one delegate mused, they may be more dangerous than the Empire itself. Meanwhile, mercenary factions and rogue traders flocked to Earth's vicinity, hoping to profit from the unfolding chaos, and within the Meridian Empire, dissent began to brew. Supreme Commander Rivax's failure to subdue Earth had shaken the Empire's confidence, and whispers of rebellion stirred in its outer colonies. Earth's preparations intensify. Back on Earth, the global coalition wasted no time in preparing for the inevitable escalation. In the subterranean halls of Atlas Base, General Elias Grant stood before a gathering of Earth's top leaders. "We've bought ourselves time," he said, his voice carrying the weight of responsibility. "But time is a double-edged sword. The Meridians will regroup, and others will come. We must be ready." Dr. Mira Hawthorne stepped forward, her sharp mind already working on the next phase of humanity's defense. "Our quantum masking field is holding, but it won't fool everyone forever. We need to push the boundaries of our technology, make them think twice before stepping foot in our system again." The room fell silent as the holographic display shifted to reveal a new design. The Aegis Array, an orbital defense platform capable of generating a shield around the entire planet. It was humanity's most ambitious project yet, but its success was critical. "We'll need every resource we have," Mira continued. "But if we can complete this, Earth will become an impenetrable fortress." Meridian Empire in disarray. In the Meridian capital, the Imperial Council convened in an emergency session. Supreme Commander Rivax stood before the assembly, her crystalline form dulled by the weight of her recent failure. She felt the eyes of the delegates on her, some filled with anger, others with doubt. "The humans are more advanced than we believed," she began, her voice measured but firm. "But this is not a defeat. It is an opportunity. Their technology could become the Empire's greatest asset, if we can harness it." First Speaker Valen, an elder of the Serpentine Velic race, hissed in disapproval. "You have embarrassed the Empire, Commander. Your miscalculations have cost us lives, resources, and our reputation." Rivax's mandibles clicked, a subtle but telling sign of her frustration. With respect, Speaker, my forces were ill-prepared for such a deception. Now we know their strength. Give me the resources I need, and I will bring Earth to its knees." The council erupted in debate. Some supported Ryvax's call for reinforcements, while others argued for diplomacy, or even retreat. But amid the chaos, an unexpected voice emerged. "We must tread carefully," said Second Speaker Kalen, a member of the elusive Phylax species. "The humans are not what they seem. Their unity, their ingenuity. It is unsettling. A direct assault may lead to our ruin." Humanity's first offensive. While the Meridian Empire debated its next move, Earth launched its first strike. The Vanguard fleet, led by the Erebus, entered Meridian-controlled space under the cover of quantum cloaking. Their target, a keyed Meridian supply depot orbiting the gas giant Xerath-5. Captain Aria Steele stood on the bridge of the Erebus, her crew tense but focused. "This depot fuels their fleet," she said. "Without it, their ability to mount another invasion will be severely crippled." The Erebus and its fleet moved into position, their gravitational weapons primed. The depot, a sprawling structure surrounded by transport ships, seemed vulnerable, its defenses minimal. But appearances could be deceiving. "Enemy ships detected," called out Lieutenant Vargas, the Erebus tactical officer. "They're scrambling fighters." Aria smirked. "Let them come. All ships, engage." The battle that followed was swift and brutal. Earth's ships, faster and more maneuverable than their Meridian counterparts, tore through the enemy lines. The depot's defenses crumbled under the relentless assault, and the fleet's transport ships were disabled before they could flee. "Target the depot's reactor," Aria commanded. "Let's send a message." Moments later, a massive explosion lit up the dark void, the destruction of the depot visible from the farthest edges of the system. The aftermath. The destruction of the Xerath-5 depot sent shockwaves through the Meridian Empire. Supplies to the fleet were disrupted, and morale plummeted. For the first time in centuries, the Empire faced the possibility of losing its grip on the galaxy. On Earth, the victory was celebrated quietly. The global coalition knew that this was just the beginning. General Grant addressed his team with a mix of pride and caution. "We've taken the fight to them," he said, "but this war is far from over. The Meridians will retaliate, and we must be ready." Dr. Hawthorne nodded. "The Aegis array is nearing completion, but it won't be enough. We need allies." Grant raised an eyebrow. "Allies?" Mira smiled faintly. "There are others out there, species who fear the Meridians as much as we do. If we can show them that the Empire isn't invincible, we might not have to fight this war alone." The hidden agenda. Unbeknownst to both humanity and the Meridian Empire, a third force watched the conflict from the shadows. The enigmatic observers, a race of ancient beings who had remained neutral in galactic affairs for millennia, had taken notice of Earth's rise. "They are unlike any species we have seen," one observer remarked, its voice resonating through the crystalline chamber. "Their potential is extraordinary, but their ambition is dangerous," another countered. "If left unchecked, they could disrupt the balance of the galaxy." The observers debated their next move, torn between curiosity and caution. For now, they would watch, but their intervention was only a matter of time. Allies and betrayals. The universe held its breath as Earth's rise sent ripples across the galaxy. The destruction of the Meridian supply depot had proven what many feared. Humanity was not a fledgling power, but a force capable of reshaping the galactic order. For the first time in generations, factions across the stars began to question the Meridian Empire's dominance. But not everyone saw Earth as a threat. In the shadowed corridors of the Aelorian Dominion, a coalition of independent systems, Ambassador Theris paced nervously. The Aelorians had long resisted Meridian expansion, but their isolationist policies had kept them on the fringes of power. "The humans may be the allies we've been waiting for," Theris said, addressing the Dominion Council. Her voice carried a mix of urgency and hope. They dealt the Empire a blow we never could. If we join forces, we can end Meridian oppression. The Council, a gathering of diverse species with conflicting agendas, erupted into debate. Some saw humanity as a savior. Others feared their unpredictable nature. After hours of argument, a decision was reached. The Elorians would extend a cautious hand of friendship to Earth. Earth's outreach. Back on Earth, the global coalition received the Elorian transmission with mixed reactions. President Sofia Torres addressed the leaders of humanity from Atlas Base. The Elorians are offering an alliance, she announced. They've resisted the Meridian Empire for centuries, but they've never had the strength to truly fight back. General Elias Grant frowned. And now they want us to fight their battles for them. Dr. Mira Hawthorne, ever the strategist, interjected. We need allies, Elias. The Meridians will regroup, and their next assault will be far more calculated. If the Elorians can provide intelligence, resources, or even a diversion, it could tip the scales in our favor. After a brief but heated debate, the coalition agreed to send an envoy. Captain Aria Steele, fresh from her victory at Exareth 5, was chosen to lead the diplomatic mission. She and her crew would travel to Elorian space aboard the Erebus, cloaked to avoid detection. The journey to Eloria. The Erebus slipped through space like a shadow, its advanced cloaking technology rendering it invisible to all but the most sophisticated sensors. Captain Steele stood on the bridge, her gaze fixed on the holographic star map. Entering Elorian territory, Lieutenant Vargas reported, no signs of Meridian activity in the area. Aria nodded. Good. Let's keep it that way. Open a channel to the Elorian flagship. Moments later, the image of Ambassador Theris appeared on the main screen. Her features were elegant and feline, her golden eyes filled with both caution and curiosity. Welcome, Captain Steele, Theris said. Your reputation precedes you. Aria smiled faintly. Let's hope it's a good one. The Elorian fleet escorted the Erebus to their capital world, a breathtaking planet covered in lush jungles and towering crystalline cities. The Elorian Council awaited them, ready to discuss the terms of the alliance. The hidden threat. Unbeknownst to both Earth and Eloria, the Meridian Empire was already aware of the diplomatic meeting. A rogue faction within the Elorian Dominion, secretly loyal to the Empire, had leaked the information. In the dark recesses of space, a Meridian strike force prepared to intervene. Supreme Commander Ryvax stood aboard the celestial apex, her crystalline form gleaming with resolve. If Earth and the Elorians join forces, the balance of power will shift irrevocably. We cannot allow this alliance to take root. She turned to her officers. Prepare the infiltration teams. We'll strike before they can solidify their plans. A fragile alliance. On Eloria, the talks were progressing cautiously. The Elorian Council was impressed by humanity's achievements, but remained wary of their ambition. Aria presented Earth's case with measured diplomacy. We don't seek to dominate, she said, addressing the Council. We seek to survive. The Meridians are a threat to all of us, and together, we can defeat them. Ambassador Theris nodded in agreement. The humans have proven their strength. I believe we can trust them. But as the Council deliberated, alarms blared across the chamber. Elorian security forces scrambled, their communications filled with panic. Meridian forces have breached the outer defenses, a guard shouted. They're targeting the Council chamber. The ambush. Chaos erupted as Meridian infiltrators stormed the Council chamber. Their crystalline armor and energy weapons made them a formidable force, but they had underestimated humanity's resourcefulness. Aria drew her sidearm, a compact but deadly plasma pistol, and fired at the nearest attacker. Get the Council to safety, she barked. The Elorian guards rallied, bolstered by the humans' swift and fearless response. The infiltrators fought viciously, but Earth and Elorian forces worked together with surprising synergy. Within minutes, the last of the Meridians were neutralized. As the dust settled, Theris turned to Aria, her golden eyes wide with gratitude. You saved us. Arya holstered her weapon, her expression grim. This is just the beginning. The Meridians won't stop until one of us is gone. The turning point. The attack solidified the alliance between Earth and the Elorians. What had begun as a cautious partnership became a bond forged in battle. The Elorian Dominion pledged their fleets and resources to the fight, while Earth shared its advanced technology and strategies. Back on the celestial apex, Ryvax received word of the failed ambush, her crystalline form dimmed with frustration. "They've united," she said, her voice low and dangerous. "But unity will not save them." In the shadows of the galaxy, the Meridian Empire prepared for its next move. And far away, the enigmatic observers continued to watch, their motives unclear.